seasons. We have 2 McDonald's All-Americans coming in next year. We feel this is a NCAA tournament team if we were healthy. We have no doubt that it was or would be. The last day of the regular season coming into this game, almost every bracket, we're not in the bracket, but we're on the board. Going into this game, we were on the board with Lenardi. We were out and had room but it's the last day of the regular season, and we're one of however many teams are on that board. And we didn't win tonight, so we understand where we are. But there was progress this year, even with the injury. So what was the goal coming in? It was to make the NCAA tournament, but that was also with with the healthy group, and we're still trying to figure out the landscape of the Big Ten, as is, all the West Coast teams. UCLA has had a great year, but, the other West Coast teams, we're still trying to figure out travel, and we're behind the schools that have been part of this program or part of this league for a long time and don't have the same travel as we have, but Oregon, Washington, ourselves, it's been a difficult adjustment, in my opinion.
You mentioned progress. Where have you seen progress?
Wins, being on the bubble for as late into the season as we were, recruiting with 2 5-stars. We didn't. We had 1 5-star come in this year, and now we have 2. That changes significantly the future of the program.
With all the challenges, obstacles you all face this year, how do you prepare for the Big Ten tournament coming up?
We'll prepare. Got to try to find if there's something we can do defensively to make some adjustments from what we've been doing of late. We tried different things. We tried a zone last game. Don't really like how the zone has looked for us at all, and we just got to keep teaching. There's really nothing else you can do, and we do have some young players that need to continue to learn a lot on the defensive end.
Hey, Coach, with tonight being senior night, obviously it was a little unique with all the seniors, guys who have only been here 1 year, but can you talk a little about the impact some of those guys have had on this program, even in their short time here?
Yeah, senior night in today's landscape is much, much different than when I played. And I walked out there with my group of seniors, and we'd all been there for 4 years. So, senior night across the country is really unique. There was some stat that, I don't know what it was. It was some crazy stat that only 11 whatever had gone through senior night that were there for 4 years. But obviously anytime you have a group of seniors and it's their last home game, last regular season game, you hope that you can play better than what we played. But, it's been a pleasure to coach that group of seniors, and we wish them the best of luck in any way we can help them once our season's, concluded. We want to try to help them, whether it's playing overseas, whether it's trying to get a NBA Summer League gig, whether it's G League, whatever. We always want to try to help our guys play beyond, college.
No, you talked about trying to make headway in terms of a home crowd this season, this being the last regular season game. I'm curious what you thought of the differences this year.
It's been super challenging. I look back at every league, whether it's the USBL in Sarasota, Florida, and we led that league in attendance, whether it was Rapid City, and we had sellouts and standing room only in the minor leagues, which nobody thought was possible, whether it was Arkansas and 20,000 fans, and Nevada being sold out every game our last 3 years. It's been a challenge here. Our home court has not been much of a home court advantage, and we've played better on the road than we have at home. So that's something that, my job is to coach the team. at past places, I've been heavily involved in trying to draw crowds, and that's an area that we got to improve on for sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
How y'all doing? Just with all the challenges and obstacles you all face, how do you all build momentum going into the tournament?
Yeah, it's definitely but how we look at this is new season, new ball game, new slate, everybody 0-0. So we just gotta regroup and focus tomorrow, get right in practice, figure it out, and go to Chicago and rally some off, starting with that one on Wednesday.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it starts in practice. We just gotta figure out what's working and how we can continue winning.
You guys looked really strong through part of January, and you lose 7 straight at the end of the season. What changed over that stretch that sent things heading in the wrong direction?
We just gotta stay together. I feel like when the adversity hits, sometimes we tend to go our separate ways. We gotta just stick together, man. That's why I tell the guys it's a long year, long Big Ten season, and we gotta stay together. Like I said, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna go to Chicago and rally some off.
Yeah. To add on to that, I feel like we're aware of the situation we're in right now, and we just gotta build on what we're working on in practice and just try to get some wins.
For either of you, what was the problem defensively tonight? It seemed like UCLA made a very high percentage of shots from everywhere, and what was the problem?
I think we had trouble guarding that Spain action. The screen with the back screen. Dent scored a lot of points going downhill on that play. Definitely just started off. I think we had to clean that up, and we just lost focus when guarding that Spain action, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like we had a problem staying in front of Dent. 11 for 15, that's unacceptable, and I feel like in the future we'll do better.
Chad was obviously a big part of this team, especially offensively. How much of an impact does that have to lose a guy like that this late in the season, in the locker room both and on the court?
It's definitely a loss, but we got to rally together. Like I said, we got to figure it out. Sally's not a part of the team no more, and we know that, and we just got to figure it out together. And what we got the right pieces. Must recruited all of us, to play together. So we just got to figure out what we got right now.
Yeah, I feel like we got to worry about what we have in front of us and go to work with the guys we have right now.
Cam Woods had 11 assists tonight. How does that kind of tell his impact, coming in midway through the season, and his ability to distribute the ball to all you?
When he was playing, and I could just notice how he was finding guys early. I noticed that from the jump. And when he gets in that mode where he wants to find guys, he can do that every night.
Terrance, despite the loss, how special was it playing here? And obviously this is your last game here tonight. Talk about the special moments you can have here at USC.
Yep, that's been a great 2 years, and I'm thankful for the USC family, Coach Muzz, everybody on campus, for making this home for my 2 years. Last year it didn't go how I expected, got injured, but I was the only return, and that was for a reason, because I love it here. I love the program, I love USC in general. And so I just want to thank you, say thank you to everybody who was a part of my, career here. And I had a great 2 years here. I can't even complain. And, whatever the future holds, I know that USC degree is going to, take me places in life. So, yeah.
You guys talked about the importance of staying together over this time. Obviously, I think people look at what happened over the course of this last stretch and would be critical of Muss not being able to pull you guys out of that. You guys see Muss and what he's been able to do for this team more than we do. How would you just characterize what he's been able to do, how he's tried to pull you guys out of this over the course of this losing streak?
I feel like Muss in the past few weeks has been a lot more positive with us. He's encouraging me, and I know a lot of the other guys. So I feel like the positive encouragement and I know Muss. I trust Coach Muss's coaching ability, so I know he has something in play for us.
Did Muss or any of the other coaches talk to you at all about the reasons that went into Chad's dismissal from the team?
He did, but that's behind closed doors.